All right, so here's a sad story of a San Francisco woman who, according to her TikTok videos, she was assaulted. She talks about it and just how bad it is and how unsafe San Francisco is. You take a look at a few other of her TikTok videos, and apparently she's this really huge liberal. Therein lies the issue. She complains about crime. She says it's terrible. San Francisco's not safe. And she continues to vote for it. This is why all these major Democratic left-wing cities are never going to get any better. They think more police equals racism. They think all the cops are racist. They want to defund them. And then they whine and complain that they're being victimized. There's so much crime. Yes, obviously, if you incentivize crime and you allow people to steal $900 worth of crap, actually now, I think people are just taking whatever they want. I just saw another video. You can see now they're using garbage bags in California to take shoes. That's probably a good $2,000–$3,000 worth of shoes. You would think it'd be illegal, but California is a complete hellscape at this point. Even liberals are admitting it, like that girl who has like a weird hat that makes fun of Trump, whatever, tee-hee-hee, and then whines about being robbed when in reality, those are the exact policies you're voting for because you think it's racist to have more police officers. It's this endless cycle, and then it's like, even if this lady moves, the kicker to all of this is she is going to keep her same beliefs. So she's going to move because of the terrible policies she helped elect. And then she moves to Austin, Texas, maybe Arizona, and then inevitably votes for those exact same policies. It is absolutely remarkable. And then this, and something like this, you really think to yourself when you're watching it, this is fake, it's not real, because it's just so far out there and it's such an oxymoron when you look at this lady and she is still so scared of the pandemic, which at this point, you have to start wondering, who is this lady? Like, who is her doctor? Because even, these are the same type of people that worshipped Fauci. Even Fauci has come out and admitted, no, it's okay, you can live your life, you can go out, be safe, but you can go out, it's fine. And then this lady has to like buy out an entire movie theater to see Barbie. And it's like, honey, if you're that scared about dying, you really need to look in the mirror, figuratively and literally, see how big you've gotten and say, listen, with my age right now, there's something more extreme that could happen. If I do catch this disease, I'm going to have an even higher % chance to die based on my current body fat. So that's your number one concern, but she says she can't even go out. She wants to see Barbie. She says it's white feminism.
There will be one employee. So the entire building, the entire cinema is going to be one employee plus 20 attendees. That's it. We are the only people in the building, and every single person, including that employee, is going to be wearing an N95 the entire time.
But this lady, completely out of her mind, wants to buy out a Barbie movie theater so she can go see the movie, her first time going out in 3 years. And again, you wonder, this is probably fake, this is just something funny, but it does look real, sadly. And then speaking of Barbie, how about this? Women reveal they are dumping their boyfriends after watching Barbie. Now, listen, maybe I'll have to go see this movie or something, but even Bill Maher, who's as left as they get, has come out and said, he's admitted, look, this movie's ridiculous. This is the same script, the same crap that we see time and time again with the patriarchy and you don't need men. And now all these women are just so brainwashed. This is the definition of brainwash. Watching a movie and then based off a movie that is not real, dumping your significant other. And then how about this? We've got our good friend Christie. You know, originally with Christie, I thought it was funny. You could make some memes. He would annoy Trump, whatever. Now it's gotten to the point where it's just like, get this fat ass off the stage. It's annoying. Christie says the United States has not done enough for Ukraine. Christie is literally a Democrat posing as a Republican, trying to audition for a CNN desk job to be the useful idiot dummy Republican after this entire thing. Christie's only purpose in the primary was to annoy Trump on the debate stage, and I was looking forward to that. Unfortunately, it seems like Trump is not going to be debating. Apparently, you know, he does have a massive lead. I am very surprised that his lead is this big. It has to do with DeSantis really faltering, and Trump's advisors are telling him, look, you can only hurt yourself. I think, listen, if it's a primary, you need to go and you need to debate, and I'd like to see Trump hit back on Christie, who's polling at like 3 or 4% right now. It would be really funny. It would be great for TV. But Christie comes out. He just says all the typical script, Democratic, mainstream talking points. And he just wants to anger Republicans, and all of his donations. I mean, I don't know what conservative would like Chris Christie. This is a very interesting graph of the state of the economy during the Trump administration, and why, love Trump or hate Trump, you have to admit that the pandemic ruins Trump's chances to be reelected. In part, he was very likely going to be reelected. Take a look at this. Right before the pandemic, the economy, the state of it was doing very well. Republicans, obviously, they're going to approve it more because a Republican president is in office. But still, it's like 94% approval with Republicans. Even Democrats were admitting they were right around 55, 56%. So that's in combined Republicans, Democrats. If Democrats are at 55% liking where the economy is at, Republicans are at 95%. That's about a 70% approval in terms of the economy before the pandemic, and that whole thing happened, and we know it completely tanked the economy. That was Trump's really big strength going into the 2020 election season. Obviously, also with him being the incumbent, you're going to have a big advantage being the incumbent. That's why Biden hasn't dropped out, or they haven't gone with anyone else. I do still think it will end up being Gavin Newsom. And speaking of Gavin Newsom, some interesting stuff people have been hearing about the Gavin Newsom-DeSantis debate. DeSantis proposed the debate that should take place in either Georgia or Iowa. Gavin Newsom has suggested Georgia, Nevada, or North Carolina, so they can mutually agree on Georgia. But DeSantis provides dates on September 19th, October, or November, while Newsom says he only wants to debate in November. So kind of a damper here. I thought this debate was happening soon. You know, we have to wait 2 months for this. That's a bit ridiculous. Then again, we are pretty far away from the 2024 election. The first Republican debate it might be in like next week or something. And then in a statement about DeSantis' proposed rules, a Newsom spokesperson said, "What a joke." And he contended DeSantis needed the changes to serve as crutches for his performance. Listen, I have no clue why Gavin Newsom is doing this. Like, I understand the whole idea of get my name out there. Maybe if, you know, Biden can't run, I'm the next guy. You look at any of the betting numbers, they'll tell you Gavin Newsom, not Kamala Harris. Gavin Newsom is going to be the guy for the Democrats if they don't go with Biden. I think if it's Trump, the Democrats will go with Biden. If it's anyone but Trump on the Republican side, Ramaswamy, DeSantis, whoever, they will go with Newsom. If it's Trump, they will go with Biden because they think, even though no one cares about Biden, even young Democrats are admitting that they like Trump more than Biden. The idea is they'll be able to convince people Trump is such an existential threat that will motivate people to go to the polls and vote for Biden because Trump's this big threat. And they're not doing it for Biden. They're doing it to vote against Trump and keep him out of office. But if you're Gavin Newsom, you literally just squared off against DeSantis during the pandemic. You shut down everything. You killed small businesses. You thought you were right. And it turns out when you look at total death rates per capita and you factor in Florida's older population, DeSantis completely kicked your ass. So why would you debate him when you've already lost severely? These are the two of the most popular governors in America. And of course, Florida gaining so many people, everyone leaving California. It's day after day, video after video. You know, we see these TikToks of these liberal women coming out saying California, San Francisco is not safe. You're voting for the policy. You have to bring in a massive police presence, but you cannot do that because they think that's racist. So there's no fixing crime in San Francisco. They say, listen, you can steal $900 worth of crap. Now it turns out, really, you can steal whatever you want. They're not going to do anything. and now it's coming back on them. You look at places in and around Chicago, places in and around San Francisco, New York City. Now the insurance companies are telling Walmart and some of these other stores they're not going to insure you in these areas because there's such a significant risk, or they're just going to bump your rate so high up it's going to be completely unaffordable. That's why we're seeing all these Walmarts move out of the Chicago area. It is a complete mess, and it's only going to get worse because they can't admit you need more police to battle crime and really bring it down. They won't do it. You have to put people in prison. People have to... I know it's tough, but if you want to solve this, there really is only one way. And it's like this whole idea of letting people just go and take things. Why do people vote for this? What is the purpose of this? This is not, and I always say the same thing, this is not how you run society. But they continue to vote for it. It really is crazy. And then we've got this, an FBI agent who investigated Trump for his Russia collusion. Here's another funny thing. Another funny thing, this has to do with social credit score. It's funny how in 2020, if you talked about voter fraud, your account would get deleted on Twitter, right? You would get demonetized on YouTube. But what happened to all the people that talked about voter fraud with Trump in Russia in 2017 when it was totally fake and made up? Oh, nothing happens to them. But if you talk about it in 2020, it's the whole idea. They've already introduced it. You cannot talk about certain topics. If you do, your entire footprint on social media will be destroyed. That's, you know, it's the total collusion, the total package. And now it's come out that, oh yeah, the FBI agent that investigated Trump for collusion with Russia has pled guilty for colluding with Russia. So you cannot make this stuff up. Absolutely hilarious. But guys, I just wanted to touch on some random stuff. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.